Here are 7 tips for easier paramotor landings. Number 1, land into the wind. When you're coming into land, unlike general aviation, where it's less of a big deal which direction the wind is blowing, you can land crosswind, you can land downwind. In paramotoring and paragliding, we have to land directly into the wind. The reason for this is that we are only capable of running so fast. And if you land downwind, chances are you will not be able to run fast enough, even if the wind is 1 to 2 miles an hour. So it's very important that you land directly into the wind. How I guarantee my wind direction is number 1, having a windsock. If I'm unsure on which way the windsock is blowing, I will fly directly over it or beside it, around it, until I've confirmed the wind direction. If I don't have a windsock and I need to figure out which way the wind is blowing, I will fly a very slow circle until I figure out which way I'm moving faster and which way I'm moving slower. The pro tip to doing that is to do so with your flight log app open, showing you your speed. That way, as you round the corner or fly that slow circle, you will see yourself slowly slow down and slowly speed up. That will give you your wind direction. Number 2 is commit to landing on your feet. Very commonly, when paramotor pilots come into land for their very first or first few landings, they're just scared to land on their feet. There's something about the ground coming towards them at that rate of speed in which their mind says, yo, I can't do this. I cannot land on my feet. This is just too fast. Well, your mind doesn't realize that you're going to flare and apply brakes, slowing yourself down and keeping yourself lifted off the ground for a nice, gentle set down. Your mind doesn't realize that yet, so you're scared of that ground. You need to commit to actually landing on your feet. Number 3 is keep the oscillations under control. Oscillation is the natural rocking back and forth of the wing, and it's super important you keep that perfectly under control on your landing approach, because if you induce and create an oscillation as you come closer and closer to the ground, you're going to think you're about to set down and you will float away and come down sideways. So it's extremely important that you do not have an oscillation on your landing approach, because if you do, the likelihood of setting down flat and even smoothly on your feet is less. There's a higher likelihood of getting set down sideways, which is going to be much more of a firm impact and harder to stand up. Number 4 is don't flare too soon or too fast. When pilots are coming in, similar to the number 2, committing to land on your feet, you're kind of nervous of the ground. So pilots will want to get into their brake flare much sooner or quicker than they need to. Oftentimes on radio with our students, the one thing that I say is just to relax and wait. Relax and wait. Trust me, it's gonna come. Don't overdo, don't overreact, because pilots have that natural inclination to want to hit those brakes quickly to avoid hitting the ground. It's important that you only apply the brakes when you need to be applying the brakes. You wait until you're low enough that you're not going to float away and have no flare authority left. You apply the brakes at the rate in which you stop coming down, so you don't overdo the brakes, ballooning and floating away from the ground. Learning your flare timing is very important for a successful landing. This is one of the things we spend a lot of time helping people with during our progression paramotor trainings, which is a 4-day training course designed to help you improve yourself as a paramotor pilot. Whether your launches, landings, or in-flight things like energy management, we're here to help you. Number 5 is flare evenly. This is a common mistake with newer pilots, where they'll come in and because they're drifting one way or the other way, they'll put their hand down further to that side to catch themselves, only enhancing the turn going that direction. It's important that you flare evenly, unless you need to flare differently. That is a big unless and contingency. But if you're coming in on a nice, smooth, even approach, it's important that your brakes go down at the same rate, symmetrically, at the same speed, so that you don't induce a turn. Now, the only exception to that is if you've already started a turn, you need to flare faster to correct the turn, aka flare more with the inside brake to correct the turn and set down straight and level. Number 6 is to put one foot in front of the other. This is something that really helps students with actually landing on their feet. If you put both feet together, when they touch the ground, it tends to put you to your knees and to your hands. If you put one foot in front of the other, you can land and get moving into a running position. You're already in a running, moving forward position. And as you come in to land a paramotor, there's going to be forward momentum that you will need to burn off by running. So it's important that you have one foot back, one foot forward, and keep your feet that way. That way, as you touch the back foot, it rocks you onto the front foot and gets you into a run. Number 7 command is look forward, not down. If you're staring at your feet, the likelihood of you staying on your feet and continuing to run forward is much slimmer. If you're staring straight down at the ground, chances are you're going to land on your feet, drop to your knees and to your hands, which is not an ideal landing. Look forward. You don't need to look at the horizon, which is a recommendation of a lot of people. I personally tend not to recommend looking at the horizon, but I do like to look forward in front of me. I don't want to look straight at the ground below me, because if I fixate and target fixate on the ground below me, chances are I'm going to hit that ground, meaning I'm going to come down to my knees. If I look ever so slightly forward, I'm in a forward moving configuration, looking forward, moving forward, running forward. It works a whole lot better. Thank you guys for watching. This is our 7 tips for easier paramotor landings. If you're interested in learning how to fly a paramotor, we offer a 10-day beginner training program located just south of Salt Lake City, Utah. If you are interested in purchasing new equipment, we would love to help you. Contact us at 801-599-1684 or visit our website, backcountryppg.com. My name is Trevor Steele. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all next time.